All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Do Hard Things podcast. I'm Siegfried J. Teagues. Okay, we got a story to share with you around that. But hey, I'm an endurance athlete, veteran, high performance mindset coach, and we've spent a little bit of time away. And I feel like I've been in. You ever watch Star Wars, where they got the Luke Skywalker goes to the planet with the little green guy Yoda, and he's got to learn his Jedi training. That's where I feel like I've been the last 18 months, and I'm finally back to continue my journey as a Jedi Master. And I'm excited to relaunch the Do Hard Things program. And I'm here with my brother from another mother, Brian Larson. How you doing, Brian?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good to have you here. Who are you?
Yeah, so I'm Brian Larson. I am a certified CrossFit coach, nutrition and movement expert, and just a guy who truly believes the gym is the training ground for a better life outside of it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And together, this is the Do Hard Things podcast. And it's the go-to podcast for everyday high performers who want to get stronger. You want to improve your mind, improve your body. We blend real stories, science-backed strategies, real, raw, relevant conversations to help you push past your limits, recover smarter, and really gain clarity on what you want from life and help you live that life, achieve that, and live a life that you're proud of inside the gym, on and off the trail, and then on and off the in and out of the gym. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think this season, what everybody can expect are just practical tools that you can actually use. Just real talk about challenges Sig and I face, but we all face. And then hopefully some amazing guests, elite athletes and coaches to everyday people doing extraordinary things.
Yeah, well, I think from this podcast perspective, if you go back into the history of it, we've had the pleasure of interviewing some prominent people and also many everyday people. It's just been a mix of very diverse people of backgrounds. The aim of this podcast is always to be real, raw, and relevant. And so we just tie it all together here in the Do Hard Things community. Now, the latest and greatest is we're launching the Do Hard Things wellness community. And in this project, this is where you get to connect in a community type setting where you can improve your life through mindset and movement. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But the bottom line is we're going to have a community where we're going to be offering mindset coaching, challenges, physical movement, mindset. Personal development can feel really, really lonely. I mean, let's be real. Most people are squarely plugged into the matrix. And I remember when I was in the military, I'd come in, off the weekend and Monday morning, everyone's talking about football. And I'm talking about I read this great book called Think and Grow Rich, and everyone would talk about football. And I felt really lonely. And so you need a place to where you can connect with other like-minded people, fill your cup so you can go back out in the wilderness and be that lighthouse in the world. And that's what the Do Hard Thing wellness community is all about. It's really about amplifying mindset and movement. And we'll do a deep dive into what that means. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, it's funny because I kind of had the same experience of, wait, I didn't watch that sporting event. I was reading what was Joe Dispenza's book. It's escaping me, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And people are like, what are you talking about? So yeah. I feel you.
And I don't want to disparage anyone that engages in that, but it's just I just felt like I was just cut from a different cloth. And it can be a challenge to find like-minded people like that, but this is what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. I think the thought from moving forward, it's the concept of, as we do this, and as for the listeners, if somebody is training for the first 5K or they're setting PRs, they're going for a PR in the gym, or the concept of you're just sick of settling for good enough, I think they're in the right spot. This is the place. These are the things we're going to talk about. And that's where we go. Just go from here and show up a little unpolished, because I think that's how we are sometimes. But I love it. It's authentic.
Yeah, and I think if it's getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and knowing that there's another level, and that's what I've always tried to find things and challenges and create a community that's scalable to everyone, whether you're a teenager or you're someone, just chronologically, 80, 90 years old, you're still getting after, you're still looking for something, like finding opportunities to sharpen your saw through uncomfortable things. And I think that's, there's just been a lot of life lessons that I've learned from doing hard things in a controlled environment. And that's how we get better. So season 5 starts now. Here we go. So before we dive in, what we're really going to do today, this is going to be a fairly short episode. We're kind of up against the clock today, but we just wanted to kind of briefly introduce ourselves. In coming episodes, Brian is going to interview me, like do a deep dive interview, and I'm going to do a deep dive interview with Brian. And then in future episodes, Brian and I are both going to co-host episodes together. Sometimes it might be me interviewing someone. Brian might be interviewing someone. Maybe it's a monologue, but we're just going to kind of go with it. But that's what you can kind of expect going forward from in the season. So, but before we get into that, I just want to make this is I guess this would be our a sponsored moment, right? So most people wait until this is feeling really rough, man. I feel like I've definitely been away from the mic for 18 months.
Good. It's authentic, man.
Yes. Most people wait until life punches them in the face before they get serious about their health, mindset, and purpose. But this is where the Do Hard Things wellness community comes in. This is where everyday people become high performers physically, mentally, and emotionally. We have weekly mindset coaching calls, training plans, challenges, breathwork clinics, meditations. This is a tribe that refuses to settle for average. So your next level isn't going to wait and just magically pop up in your life. You got to go get after it, right? And so if you're looking for a tribe of like-minded people, this message resonates with you, then I'm encourage you to go to dohardthingsnation.com and check out the Do Hard Things Nation wellness community. We got merch and a bunch of other things, upcoming schedule of events, but go check out dohardthingsnation.com to learn more. And that's it. So, all right, Brian, man, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man. Good stuff.
So we're going to keep this episode fairly short, but I guess we can just let's just talk about how we met and what we're doing together. So how did we meet?
It's through our women. It was, I don't remember at what stage, but it's been over 5 years now that your wife and my girlfriend have had that long-standing friendship and introduced us. And I've told you this story many times. I was like, after the first meeting, I had this like intuition that said, you're going to work with that guy at some point. And here we are.
Yeah. We knew it. We had that conversation. We had very similar interest, mindset, movement. We were talking about coaching. I remember that you had expressed interest in being a coach, and I was still fairly new on my coaching journey. Yeah. And yeah, there was definitely some synergy there, and we've been really good friends. And then in this last year, man, we've both went down the rabbit hole in our own personal development journey. For sure. Truly unplugging from the Matrix. I think the Matrix was a documentary, but we've had some pretty deep experiences.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's funny because I every time I watch that movie, I conclude, that's just a documentary. It's so true. And that whole concept of unplugging, I think that's probably what the common thread that we shared is that we both were unplugging at the same time. Yeah. And then those final pieces for me came in some of our time together of just going, this is it. This is the mission. The mission is what we're talking about right now, helping everyday people get to a new level, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we as we were talking and collaborating about what we see for the future and just serving other people, we're just like, you know what, teaming up, like 1 + 1 = 10 in this situation. Yeah. I've got a background in endurance sports. I'm a veteran. I, certified high performance coach. And then you have a deep background in just, being a CrossFit coach, movement, like you're an expert in nutrition. We're both going through this breathwork certification, which was not on my bingo card for this year, if I'm honest. And
it's been amazing though.
Absolutely amazing, and really eager to roll it out. Once again, going to the concept of rolling out, challenging people in things, because breath work is one of those things. It's an uncomfortable thing to do, but the benefit of it is absolutely transformative.
Yeah.
And we've been on this journey together, and we're really eager to roll that out in the wellness community.
Yeah. Yeah. It has been interesting. And it was not on my bingo card either, but I had been doing some Wim Hof breathing for a couple of years and love Wim Hof, and wasn't doing the cold exposure, which I got really introduced to recently, but I knew there was something to the breath work. And so when I found this training resource, I just knew that was it. And it's kind of blown my mind with some of the techniques and how it's made me feel, how my body feels, how I'm connecting more with my body and my brain. Like all the pieces are syncing together better than they ever have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had dabbled with my first cold exposure on a regular basis was through 75 Hard. And this podcast was founded on that program. But when you go into phase 2, you got to do the 5-minute cold shower. And I remember the first few times, like, this is absolutely miserable. This is absolutely horrible. Now a 5-minute cold plunge in 45-degree water is my daily routine. In fact, sometimes I do it multiple times a day. It's so refreshing and so good. And someone might be listening to this like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. Well, if you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right. But I am telling you, it has been an absolute game changer for me personally. And then incorporating the breath work on top of that. I dabbled with Wim Hof. I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. I'm feeling lightheaded. Why would you do this? What are the benefits? But now that I'm doing it regularly and consistently, and I understand the purpose of each type of breath, man, absolute game changer. Like, you want to talk about Jedi mind trick. Like, I can get triggered by something and immediately put space between me and my thoughts and reset my nervous system so I respond versus reacting. In addition to, it helps me in regards to my athletic performance. Like, there's so many benefits, which we'll go down on a deep dive, I'm sure.
It's all it reminds me just of the same thing you're doing in the gym. It's hormesis, this positive stress on the body to teach it how to do something different later. Yeah. And it's funny because what you said makes me think of your reaction or that Viktor Frankl quote that says, I always forget it. In the space, there's a space between stimulus and response, and in that space lies your freedom.
Yes.
And when something triggers me, if I take a step back and just go, all right, this made me feel this way, I can react this way, but I'm not going to. I'm going to react this way. And it's like all of these things teach you how to take that step back and respond differently.
Yes. And it's still a work in progress. I mean, I'm a mindset coach, and I caught myself last week. I got really upset about something. I went out in my garage and I kicked something. My wife's like, what? Like, I had to go for a walk, and I felt like, man, I just felt like a little child again. It pops up, but those moments are few and far between now because of the tools. But sometimes, I mean, we're all a work in progress, but these tactics work. And the more that the more awareness that you have and the more tools that you have, you begin to really, really change. And then there's moments where you're not your best self become fewer and fewer, and you can truly heal yourself.
Yes, for sure.
And something that we've talked about significantly, and something I've learned about myself in my own journey, is I do hard things because, I mean, this mantra came from my childhood when I came from a emotionally and physically abusive upbringing, and I found cross country, and I'm like, man, if I just do this hard thing, my life is infinitely better. And over my life, being in the military, I've always leaned into that mantra, but I found that I was escaping by doing hard things, like doing these really long bike rides and these big challenges, which I love them. But what I learned about myself is, and we've talked about this extensively, is the nervous system. What I was doing was I was basically escaping the pain of my day-to-day life by engaging in running or some type of race, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when I was done, it was just like, well, now I'm back in my day-to-day life, and here we go again. I'm just on edge, and I'm in fight or flight all the time.
Yeah.
And what I have learned is to regulate myself so I can get into rest and digest in that parasympathetic nervous system and deregulate out of that. And I think this is where the next evolution of doing hard things. I think it is prudent to get up, lift weights, run, do all the physical things, but then you need to learn how to rest.
Yes.
And recover. And one of the hardest things I've learned is to sit in stillness and be with myself.
Yeah.
And so that's the new evolution of the Do Hard Things communities. That's what we teach in the wellness, is how to activate your nervous system and then how to deregulate and be with yourself.
Yeah. So it's interesting because in CrossFit has a line that says CrossFit's the cure. And they're absolutely right for people who are struggling with different diseases like type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, they're overweight. It's a great cure for those things if you show up and do the work. But it can also be a disease in the standpoint that when people are so committed to it, they're escaping their pain and they show up there and punish their bodies and never they're over activated, and they don't come into that parasympathetic. They don't get the rest. The body breaks down.
Yep.
And so I see it in the gym all the time. People, they just show up and go hard all the time, but we're not made to go hard all the time. We can't. We have to have those times where we reset our nervous system.
Yeah.
It's all neurologic load, right? If I go and work out really hard and then I have a fight with Lainey or something stressful at work, my brain is just nerve fibers. Central nervous system load appears the same to the brain, and we have to teach it how to rest and how to get into that state of relaxation too.
Yeah. It's the same with my runners. It's like, if I'm not running or if I miss a day, like they feel guilty about it, and that's where you rebound. You rebuild stronger on those rest days. And as a running coach, like I'm trying to coach my runners to slow down, like have a couple quality session days where you're either running for volume and distance or speed. And then the other days you're going on a scale of 1 to 10, a 4, which is like a conversational pace. Mm-hmm. And then take your day off where you just might do some light stretching or active recovery, walking, and be okay with that. But it's, that's hard for people's wiring, especially when you're a high performer. Cause it's like, if I'm not on all the time, then then you beat yourself up like, well, I'm lazy or I'm not performing well. And it's just it's a trap that I've fallen in through, and it's not, it doesn't serve.
For me, like, as I hear those words, it's the concept of doing. High performers do, but sometimes we just have to be, meaning don't do, just sit there, just be present, be in your body, be relaxed, don't do. And so both are important, but anytime you go in one direction, it ends up it's not homeostasis for the body. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to learn to be at peace, and happiness can only be found in the present moment. And we are trying to run from something or run towards something. You're not in peace. And I think a lot of people use the gym, I mean, as a way to, like I said, like in my own journey, like just running all the time, like it's just a way. It is a great stress reliever, but it can be, we can rely too much of it to find our peace when we need to just be in ourself a little bit.
It served as distraction from pain for me.
Yeah.
It was the place I would go that my analytic brain would shut off and I wouldn't have to feel the pain that I couldn't work through.
Yeah.
So I've just found now that I go and it's my place of enjoyment. I don't go there because I have pain. I go there because I really like to move.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's the journey that we have been on. And I think this is another thing I love about breath work, is that I struggled with meditation, but breath work forces you to be in the moment because you're just focusing on the rhythm and the cadence. And then it puts you in a deep meditative state. It's so good, man.
It is. Agreed. It's been such a profound, unexpected experience. And I'm the same way. I get on the tail end of like some of this dynamic that we'll introduce to everybody at some point. And you can't help but to slip into meditation because your body is just ready for it. It's been so amazing.
Yeah. So good in so many different ways. Yeah. So we're excited about the next chapter of the Do Hard Things saga, if you will. So we're excited about launching the community. We've got our annual race coming up in September. I've got the hard copy. This is the final proof copy of the book. So Life on Offense is coming out. So we're super excited about, getting a community of like-minded people together, teaching them the things that we have learned, maybe bringing in some other experts, and just helping people just dominate life. Like find peace and be a lighthouse for other people, because there's so many people out there numbing, distracted, trying to find peace. And we want to be a place where those people that want to make an impact can come, take a knee, take your armor off, recover, gain some knowledge, so you can go back out in the world and serve, and with clarity, and serve those people that are relying on you. And that's what I see the Do Hard Things Nation being all about. And
I love that.
Yeah. And so
before you wrap up, I know we'll get to this next time when I sit down with questions for you, but just for listeners who might have stumbled upon it, tell people what the heart of Do Hard Things stands for, because it took me forever to remember that. And I sometimes still forget some of the letters. Yeah.
So I do a deep dive on the book Life on Offense. Is what it is. And hard are basically the 4 pillars of your life. And we need to, just like a house, you have to have your 4 walls. These are things that you need to focus on these with some level of intentionality each and every day. And the H stands for health. And I think health is broken down into 2 buckets, mental health and physical health. So we need to maintain both. Affluence is your ability to generate wealth, and wealth enables you to have more options in life. Relationships, like, our greatest human desire is to be loved and appreciated and connected. And so understanding how to have healthy relationships is really, really important. And then finally, the D is for development. And I truly believe if you're not learning, like we are constantly evolving and learning and developing skills. And then when you develop and have amazing experiences, you grow as a person. And if you're not growing, I think it's Tony Robbins said, if you're not growing, you're dying. And so these are the 4 areas of your life that you need to focus in on every single day: health, affluence, relationships, and development. And that's those are the cornerstones to pillars, if you will, to a healthy life. Do means take action. And then the things are the things that truly matter. Like, are you really focused on the things that matter? Or are you there's so much distraction in the world. Yeah. I mean, dude, confusion. Confusion. Yeah. And the opposite of clarity is confusion. And there's a lot of distraction. I think when I was out of country, I went to Machu Picchu earlier this year in Argentina. So I was gone for a month outside the United States. I love our country here, but as soon as I got back, I just felt this energy. Like, I'm plugged back into marketing and the media and just this constant drumbeat of negativity. Mm-hmm. And it blows me away, because we live in the most abundant time in human history. Like, we live better than royalty did just 100 years ago. And we're miserable. Like, by and large, our country, there's a depression are at all-time high. Suicide rate is an all-time high. Yet we live like the most abundant time known to man. And it's just sad. It's just really, really unfortunate. And I'm sorry, this is unprofessional. I didn't turn my phone off. There we go. I'm not editing it out. You get real raw and relevant here. So what was I saying? Yeah, it's just sad that we have those challenges, but I don't think the Do Hard Things community is a reminder of your God-given purpose and giving you the tactical tools, knowledge, and a place where you can ask questions, gain guidance to help you avoid all of that distraction, to live a life where you're thriving and not merely surviving.
That's good right there.
That's the mission. So
beautiful. Love it.
Yeah, man. So
love it.
Any final thoughts before we call it a day?
No, man, I'm excited. I think we have a lot of value to bring, a lot of topics people are going to find interesting. I think it's going to be a fun road.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I know that I had to take a break from this for a while, because after I left the military, I mean, I went through this. I'll have a podcast episode about the stages of the dark night of the soul. I went through that, man. And I felt like for a bit, like, can I even do this? Am I even right for this? Like, who am I? The imposter syndrome. And so, like I said, I had to go off and learn to become a Jedi in that process. You know, we definitely deeply connected in that, because you're going through the same thing, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I feel like God's like, no, man, every time I stepped off the path, like God's like, no, you got to come back. There's something here. And it's not just about me. It's about just creating a community of like-minded people trying to just, you know, get out of their pain frequency and live a life of power, live a life of clarity, live a life of abundance, because life can be tremendously hard. What I've noticed about life on this planet is that every single person has some type of cross to bear, and it's individual. It's unique to the individual, and trying to make meaning of that. And I don't know, man. I know that when I try to do this alone, and it just doesn't work as well than when you're connected with like-minded people. So that's what it's all about, brother.
Yeah. Love it. Good stuff, man.
So that's it for this episode. We appreciate you tuning in. Go to dohardthingsnation.com if you'd like to learn more. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. In the meantime, keep doing hard things.
Let's go.